Hello and welcome to Dott TV Media News. I am Priscilla Ifani. The Delta State government has donated 5 brand new operational vehicles to the Delta State Command of the Nigerian Correctional Service. The vehicles were presented by Governor Sheriff Oboyewori at Government House, Asaba, as part of his administration's commitment to strengthening the justice system and enhancing security across the state. The reports.
Represented by the Deputy Governor, Mondo Yeme, Governor Borewori said an efficient correctional service depends on adequate logistics and improved mobility, noting that the vehicles would boost the operational capacity of the command.
The state government will be presenting 5 brand new operational vehicles to the Delta State Command of the Nigerian Correctional Service. The donation is a practical demonstration of our resolve to strengthen the justice system and support the institutions responsible for maintaining peace, security, and the rule of law. An efficient correctional service depends on reliable logistics and mobility. These operational vehicles will enhance the day-to-day activities of officers, improve response capacity, strengthen supervision and coordination, and support the effective discharge of their responsibilities.
Responding, the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Sylvester Nwakuche, represented by the Delta State Controller of Corrections, Chuke Idoko, expressed appreciation to Governor Borewori and the Delta State government for the donation. He assured that the vehicles will be deployed effectively to improve service delivery.
I stand here as I've received this. I want to assure the state government that these vehicles given to us are going to perform the purpose they are given to us. I will expressly pass them down to where they are going to be fully utilized.
Emeka Okonkwo reporting for Dott TV News.
The traditional leadership of Ole Kingdom in Isoko South local government area of Delta State has expressed concern over what is described as the absence of meaningful government presence in the community, despite its contribution to the state's development. The chiefs made via this position known in an exclusive interview with Dott Television, highlighting the challenges facing the kingdom, including poor infrastructure, neglected public facilities, and the need for urgent government intervention to improve the living conditions of the residents.
We are not satisfied considering what we give to the national economy. As you see here, we have no electricity. Even the roads that we have, they are feeder roads. They are seasonal roads. So I can rate the government 10% of development in Ole, if not below. We are the goose that produce the golden egg. But nothing to show at the end of the day. Nothing to show. I walk through the streets of Ole Kingdom, we show you that the government is oppressing us because we do not have long legs. If you go to places that do not produce oil, they are in heaven. So we have paradise, we have strangers, slaves in our paradise. They don't give us anything. Rather, they exploit from us.
The chiefs also appealed to the Delta State government and relevant authorities to restore electricity to the kingdom, lamenting that the community has remained in darkness for several years.
The government should give us electricity, gas turbine, not just the solar, the planks that we are putting on our roofs. They do not solve our needs.
To security now. The Delta State Police Command has arrested a motorcycle rider for allegedly kidnapping a 3-year-old child he was employed to convey to and from school. The spokesperson for the command, Bright Edafi, who disclosed this in a video shared with our newsroom, said the suspect also collected a ransom of 500,000 naira from the victim's family.
The suspect was contracted to convey the child to and from school for a monthly payment of 10,000 naira. Edafi said the suspect carried out the assignment for about 3 weeks before allegedly abducting the child instead of taking her to school.
We have a case of a 3-year-old child who an Okada rider was contracted to be picking the child from home to school and from school back to the home. He did this job for about 3 weeks before the devil came into him, according to him. On that fateful day, he took this child. Instead of taking the child to school, he took the child to wherever he took the child to and started calling the parents with another line that the child has been kidnapped and they should bring the ransom of 2 million naira. His own line was switched off. They couldn't reach him. So they never thought he was even the one who masterminded the kidnap. They reported while they were at the police station, he also called, threatening them that if they go to the police, they will kill the child. Eventually, a ransom of 500,000 was paid. That was when he allowed the child to go.
In another development, the Delta State Police Command has arraigned 30 suspects arrested during an intelligence-led enforcement operation carried out across identified criminal hotspots in Asaba. The operation, led by the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of operations, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, targeted black spots, brothels, and suspected drug dens within the metropolis and surrounding communities. According to the police, a total of 202 persons were arrested during the raid based on intelligence gathered by the State Intelligence Department. A police statement said after preliminary investigations, 172 suspects were screened and released unconditionally. Among those arraigned in the Asaba Magisterial District is a 63-year-old proprietor of Prince Tavern 50 brothel, Chizoba Ojoku, who is facing charges of allegedly permitting his premises to be used as a brothel and procuring women and girls for prostitution. The remaining 29 suspects were charged with conduct likely to cause a breach of the peace and possession of illicit drugs. Meanwhile, the Delta State Commissioner of Police, Yemi Oyeniyi, has continued his familiarization tour of the state with a visit to the Ueli Area Command, where he met with the Ovie of Ueli Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Wilson Ojakovo Oharisi III, as well as key stakeholders and police personnel. During the visit, the commissioner commended the traditional ruler and the people of Ugeli for their support to the police, stressing the need for stronger collaboration between security agencies and traditional institutions. He said intelligence sharing remains vital in tackling cultism, illicit drug trafficking, kidnapping, and other criminal activities, while assuring the monarch of the command's commitment to professionalism and respect for human rights. Responding, the Ovie of Ueli Kingdom pledged the palace's continued support for the police, stating that no criminal would be protected because of community ties. From Ueli to the Ogwashiuku Area Command, where CP Oyeniyi met with officers, men of the command, and key stakeholders to strengthen community policing across the state. Addressing police personnel, the commissioner charged them to uphold discipline, professionalism, integrity, and respect for human rights in the discharge of their duties. He also warned against unauthorized use of social media, stressing the Inspector General of Police's zero-tolerance policy on extortion, corruption, and other forms of unprofessional conduct. The visit also featured an interactive session with community stakeholders, including representatives of the Obi of Ogwashiuku Kingdom, the Obi of Nsukwa, leaders of the Arewa, Yoruba, and Igbo communities, the Police Community Relations Committee, vigilante groups, youth leaders, and other community representatives. I am Ifi Aronu, Dott TV News.
Still in Delta State, Governor Sheriff Boyori has approved the payment of June 2026 stipends to 10,000 registered beneficiaries under the Delta State Widows Welfare Scheme. Widows across the state's 25 local government areas reportedly began receiving payment alerts on Friday, with many expressing appreciation for the administration's continued support. The state coordinator of the Widows Welfare Scheme, Isioma Okonta, confirmed that the payments had reached the accounts of the verified beneficiaries in the program's first phase. He said the governor's consistent release of monthly stipends demonstrates his administration's commitment to inclusive governance and improving the welfare of vulnerable residents. Okonta also commended the widows' monitors and the local government area coordinators for successfully conducting the verification exercise across the 25 councils. He noted that the process has strengthened the credibility of the scheme by ensuring that only qualified beneficiaries receive support, while describing the initiative as a source of relief and hope for thousands of widows across Delta State. And now to Oyo State, where the pupils and teachers who were abducted in Orire local government area of Oyo State have regained their freedom after being rescued by security agencies. In a video released by the presidency, the victims expressed gratitude to President Bola Tinubu and the security personnel involved in the operation, thanking them for their commitment and efforts in securing their safe return. One of the rescued victims said they were grateful to the president for prioritizing their safety and praised the security operatives for risking their lives during the rescue mission. The victims repeatedly thanked the president and prayed for God's blessings on everyone involved in the operation. The successful rescue was confirmed on Friday by the president's special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, who announced that all the kidnapped pupils and teachers have been freed. The rescue brings an end to their 56-day captivity and marks a significant breakthrough in the effort to secure their release. Still ahead on the media news, gunmen abduct two in Ogun State. Also, police arrest suspected cultists in Abia. Plus, foreign stories coming up after this time out. Please stay with us. In the heart of Asaba, where the street tells the stories every single day.
From the corridors of powers to the decisions shaping governance and politics in Delta and Nigeria.
From traders counting every naira to families battling rising costs and uncertain times.
From football pitches to sporting successes to the major developments making the headlines all over the world.
And from the untold human stories, the struggles, victories, resilience, and hope of the everyday Nigerians.
This is the news beyond the headlines. Dott TV News are your trusted window to stories that truly matter to the people. Here, we don't just report events, we tell the human stories behind them.
Thanks for still being there. Now to the rest of our stories. And now to Ogun State. 4 gunmen have abducted 2 residents of Kobape in Obafemi Owodo local government area of Ogun State, while another resident was shot during the attack. The victims, identified as Kelvin Ayobami Moyegu and Kainde Rufai, were taken away on Thursday night after the assailants stormed the community. A resident, Al-Haq Shobakin, was shot while trying to assist the neighbor and is receiving treatment at a private hospital in Abeokuta. The Ogun State Police Command has confirmed the incident, saying operatives have been deployed to rescue the victims and arrest attackers. Security agencies, including the police, Amotekun Corps, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, are currently working to bring the abducted residents back to safety. The Abia State Police Command has arrested 4 suspected cultists and 1 suspected vandal in separate operations across the state. Police spokesperson DSP Maureen Chenaka said officers recovered a Beretta pistol with 8 rounds, a locally made pistol, live cartridges and ammunition, black berets, a cutlass, a dagger, a locally made single barrel gun, an expanded cartridge, a cutter, and high tension wire. According to the police, the 4 suspected cultists were arrested on July 7th after intelligence revealed that about 50 suspected gang members had gathered in the Ubakala area for cult-related activities. In a separate operation on July 6th, security operatives working with Operation Crush arrested a 31-year-old suspect allegedly involved in stealing and vandalizing government property. The police say investigations are ongoing and all suspects will be charged to court after the investigation is concluded. And now let's go to the foreign scene. A new giant dinosaur species has been discovered in Thailand, giving scientists new insight into prehistoric life in Southeast Asia. Paleontologists have identified the Uganthonus calensinensis, a plant-eating dinosaur that lived around 150 million years ago. The long-necked dinosaur measured up to 20 meters in length, about the size of a cricket pitch. The fossils were found in Kalasin province at the Phil Noy site, where researchers uncovered thousands of dinosaur remains. Scientists say CT scans of a key backbone fossil revealed unique features that make this species different from any other known dinosaur. The discovery makes the first Mamenchirande dinosaur found in Thailand, adding to growing evidence of the region's rich prehistoric history. For more stories on the foreign scene, let's now join Emeka Okonkwo.
8 people have been charged with terrorism offenses over an alleged plot to attack the UFC Freedom 250 event held at the White House last month. Prosecutors say the suspects plan to target government officials and other high-profile figures, including President Donald Trump, using explosives, drones, and sniper attacks. The accused, aged between 19 and 32, face charges including conspiracy to provide material support to terrorists and murder federal officials. The alleged plot was uncovered after the murder of one suspect, Tyson Proper, contacted authorities over concerns about his firearms purchases and online messages. Investigators say the group discussed launching an attack to spark a wider uprising using platforms including Signal, TikTok, Instagram, and Discord. Officials say the suspects consider several potential targets, including Vice President J.D. Vance and other public figures. A ninth person has also been arrested and charged with obstruction of justice for allegedly deleting evidence from a phone. Authorities say the group has no confirmed links to any established organization, and the accused could face lengthy prison sentences if convicted. More than 4,000 people, including senior officials, attended the White House event on the South Lawn. A Legionnaire's disease outbreak in New York City's Upper East Side has infected 46 people, with 22 hospitalized, including some in intensive care. Health officials say the outbreak is linked to contaminated water in cooling towers, where Legionella bacteria can grow and spread through mist released into the air. The city has begun testing and disinfecting cooling towers across the area, with bacteria found in 31 towers so far. Officials say they are taking urgent action by requiring buildings to clean affected towers immediately instead of waiting for further tests. Residents have raised concerns about safety, while experts say people at the center of the outbreak can take precautions such as monitoring symptoms and using well-fitted masks. Health officials warn that warmer temperatures may increase the risk of future Legionnaires outbreaks. A devastating wildfire in southern Spain has killed at least 12 people, with 23 others reported missing. The fire broke out near Los Galados in the Andalusia region, spreading rapidly through wooded areas during a severe heat wave. Officials said some victims may have been foreign nationals, including possible British citizens. Hundreds of fighters, soldiers, and emergency workers are battling the blaze as authorities investigate its cause. Regional leader Joama Moreno said the fire appeared to have started after a power line pole collapsed, though the electricity company involved has disputed the claim. More than 1,000 residents have been evacuated and several people have been treated for burns and smoke-related injuries. The wildfire comes as southern Europe faces extreme temperatures and a growing number of major fires. Experts say climate change is increasing the intensity of heat waves and making wildfires more frequent across the region. Spanish authorities have warned that the death toll could rise as search and rescue operations continue. Emeka Okonkwo reporting for Dott TV News. 8 people have been charged
That's a
with
wrap
terrorism.
on the midday news on Dott's television. Thank you for joining us. I am Priscilla Ifani. And remember to follow us on all our social media handles at official.tv. Thank you for joining us.